grown corn and vegetables for the family. But unfortunately, Karen's husband passed away and left Karen this farm, and she had no idea what to do or how to proceed in life. It was at that time where our field officers, our team in dōTERRA, found Karen and provided some seedlings for her to grow essential oils. Today, Karen grows geranium and rosemary and thyme and in this picture, some peppermint. And I was able to help her weed some of her peppermint. I could have stayed there all afternoon. It was very therapeutic for me to be in the farm and be able to help Karen. But the important thing is Karen has 3 children, and Karen now makes 8 times as much income to provide for her family as her husband made trying to grow corn and vegetables on their farm. It's a remarkable thing, yeah. The work that we go to provide these oils and to provide products, no other company does anything like this. dōTERRA, we're about helping people around the world. And we're about bringing you products in the purest, most natural form they can be, even if it's a very difficult, hard process. Last month, I had an opportunity to be at our Birch grand opening facility. How many of you are excited about birch oil, right? Well, just wait. You can complain you don't have it in Europe yet. Nobody has it yet, but it's coming. And at this facility, at this facility, we talked about how we have been 7 years in the development of pure birch oil that's done in a scalable way that we can provide it to the world. You know, our science team tested many birch oils that are on the market. I think they tested 17 different birch oils. Not one of them was actually pure birch oil, okay? They were either synthetic derivatives that were made to be like birch, or they were wintergreen, masquerading as birch. But we were able to crack the code, and it was a tremendous amount of work finding artisan distillers in this area in the United States where they had birch originally distilled more than 100 years ago. And we were able to now bring this back to life in this area of Pennsylvania in a way that's beautiful. And soon, we'll be the only purveyors, the only way you can ever get pure birch essential oil. It's remarkable. We like to say that at dōTERRA, we do things the right way, and we do things the hard way, because it's the right way, okay? It's the right way to do things, yeah. Another way that we're helping the world heal is through our efforts around the world, things you talked about today, but also the Sanag Specialty Hospital in Somaliland. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. I just got a report last night of amazing things that are happening as we're helping people in this area where our frankincense and myrrh resins are sourced. We've delivered babies. Of these babies that have been delivered at this hospital, more than 250 now to date. They've been open just about 18 months, going on 2 years. About 250 babies. Most of these were high-risk pregnancies. And I'm not a medical doctor, but I would tell you that probably half of these babies or these mothers wouldn't be with us today if they hadn't been able to be born at our hospital because of the high-risk nature of what was happening. It's a remarkable thing. We are truly saving lives in Somaliland, which is the most difficult area in the world to do business by far. It's a very challenging place, but our teams do a tremendous job. And I will tell you, we're going to do more of it. We're out to triple our impact by 2030, and we focus on tripling our impact by focus on our growers and those that are supplying these oils for us from around the world. Today, we provide over 360,000 jobs, okay? Think about that. There's about 5,000 people here in this room, okay? 5,000 people. This is 70 times this number of people that are growing essential oils for us around the world. Is that remarkable? That is a remarkable thing. And then when we look at the families of those people, and then the community work that we're doing, we're impacting 2.6 million lives today, and we're committed to take that to 10 million lives by the year 2030. It's a key point of focus for us. And if not us, who? Who is going to help these people? Well, we're there, and we're going to help, okay? Yeah, if you look at the globe, we have efforts all over the world. Of course, few efforts in North America in terms of growing, Latin America, South America, Brazil. We have Africa as a major area for us. Asia and India is big, Australia, and in Europe. We have efforts in Bulgaria and Albania, and wonderful efforts in other parts of Europe. It's an amazing thing when we look at the impact that we've had. How many of you have been able to be on a sourcing trip? Raise your hand. Is that life-changing or what? Right? I have been on, I hope all of you put this on your vision board and you say, I'm going to go on one of these sourcing trips. And I can tell you, it is worth every effort you make to change your schedule, to change your life, to be able to be there. It's a remarkable thing. You know, last year at convention, we engaged in a process with some of our U.S. leaders at our convention that those of you who went or you may have heard about, something called the 25 Collective, where we were raising money to be able to have our leaders contribute $25 a month on their order through our charity in the United States. Things are a little different in the United States than here with charities, but we were able to do that, the 25 Collective. My wife Janice leaned over to me. You know, Janice is always wanting to change the world, and she said, we should participate in this. I said, we already give to Healing Hands, okay? We already do it. No, we need to do this. We need to do this in our family. Well, our family now, we're empty nesters, so it's just me and Janice. I said, okay, we'll do this, right? $50 a month. She said, no, for our entire family, right? Well, this is our family, okay? And so there are 42 of us, okay? And she wanted us to do $25 for each person in this family, in our family. So I said, do you know how much money that is? She said, yeah. Actually, she didn't say yeah. She says, I don't care, okay? We want to do this for every member of our family. I said, well, it's $1,000 a month. She said, it's okay. So that comes out of my paycheck and it goes straight to Healing Hands. But more than that, we took a family vacation to Hawaii last year, and we took all of our family, and we spent a day, and we went away from the beach, went away from the swimming pools, and we went up and we were on the ranch, the KMR Ranch, where we plant sandalwood trees, and we had our children participate in learning about koa, learning about Hawaiian sandalwood, and our children were engaged in learning, you know, different Hawaiian dances and gathering pods of plants, seeds. And then we planted our own little grove of about 250 koa and sandalwood trees. And we're excited to take them back in the future and see what they're doing. And our family all said this was the most impactful part of our trip, to be able to be there, to be able to see what we do and see what goes into essential oils. I can tell you it's amazing, and we do something that no other company does. We talked earlier, I saw earlier today, there was a comment I mentioned about the pursuit and what we're doing in the pursuit. There's a movie that some of you have seen, but you can go to this QR code and read about some of the projects that we're involved in. It's amazing. I hope that you'll do that. Now, in addition, let's look at where we are today at doTERRA and where we're going. You know, several years ago, we became the largest essential oil company in the world. We're privately held. We've paid to date more than $6.5 billion in commissions, okay? Wow. That's a lot of commissions, okay? We have more than 10 million customers around the world, 4,400 employees, and 25 offices all over the world. But where are we going? Over the next over the next 7 years, by the year 2030, we are going to become the largest direct selling company in the world, okay? And we're on a path to do that today, and we're going to do it because of our commitment and what we're doing with our leaders, I'll talk about in a minute. We're going to continue to be privately held so we can focus on the issues that are the most important and not worry about quarterly reports and stockholders and shareholders who have no idea what this business is really all about. We're going to be paying at that time more than $3 billion annually in commissions. That's a lot of commissions every year. 50 million customers around the world, more than 10,000 employees in about 35 offices. We have a lot of work to do, and we're excited about the future. As we look at that, that means that we'll be about a $7 billion company by that time. The US and Canada are our largest markets, but right behind will be Europe at $1 billion. We really believe that Europe will be $1 billion market or more for us by that time. China's on its path. I just got back from China, and they're on their path to being $1 billion. Brazil, we have some of our Brazilians here today. Who's here from Brazil, right? The Brazilians are amazing, and Brazil's on its path for South America to be $1 billion. It's remarkable. And then we have many other markets around the world. We're excited about that, and I can tell you that we're growing. If you look at the fourth quarter, I know for some people in some areas we may not be growing as much, but when we look at the whole picture, dōTERRA's growing. Look at the fourth quarter of last year, after our convention, our growth rate in revenue is 20% versus the industry of direct selling at down 5% in the same quarter, right? We're growing in enrollments in every region of the world. In fact, last month, I would tell you this, last month in the month of April, go to the next slide, let's see. In the month of April alone, globally, we grew 32% in enrollments over the prior year. That's a remarkable number. That was led by, of course, the US and Europe grew, right? And Brazil doubled in size, right, in terms of enrollment. There are great things happening all over the world, and we're excited about what this means for us. As we're tripling our impact, we can only triple the good that we do if we triple our business. If we triple the number of customers, the number of sharers, those people who share dōTERRA products with the world, and the number of leaders. We're focused on that. We have a team, an executive council that we meet and communicate regularly. I was texting them this morning, right 5 minutes ago before this started. We have great things happening, and this team is leading the effort today. We're honored to now have Murray Smith as part of our team. Murray, yes. Murray's always been a key part, but we want Murray to be part of our weekly meetings and our weekly discussions. This team is amazing in terms of their commitment, and their average tenure at dōTERRA is 12 years, okay? We know what we're doing, and we know this industry, and we're not making the mistakes that other companies are making, and that's why we're growing and they're not. But I can tell you, when we triple our impact, we're going to triple the number of shares. Today, just over 200,000 around the world. We're going to go to 1 million shares. We're going to go to 5 million loyal customers. These are people who are regularly buying. Today, it's under 2 million. We're going to be up to 200,000 leaders, people who are making meaningful income from dōTERRA. All these will triple. In Europe alone, if we look at Europe, we have goals for Europe. Each area of the world has its own goals and targets that we're working towards, where we'll have 80,000 shares, 500,000 loyal customers, and 12,500 leaders. We're going to do this. These are very, very doable numbers. I can tell you, here's the path for Europe to be $1 billion, right? You see what's happening? There was some COVID disruption for a period of time, but now that's behind us, and we're moving forward. If we can just average the same amount, if we can just have 18% of our loyal customers share with someone, and if they share an average with 7 people a year, if they just do that, this is the path that's going to happen with dōTERRA's growth, and we'll be over $1 billion by 2030. We're very confident in this. I can tell you that as a company, we focus on what we call our corporate flywheel. Our flywheel is important. We develop the best products in the world. We have stories associated with those products that help you, and stories that help leaders. And our focus is on supporting leaders as our leaders grow. Our leaders then create customers. We don't do that as a company, leaders do that. And from there, we generate some profits that we put back into the company and develop even greater products, even more stories, even more support for leaders. It's a very simple model, and as we stay focused, that's why we're seeing growth in our business, and that's why we'll continue to grow. An example of that is, of course, MetaPower, right? Are you excited to have MetaPower in Europe, right? Let me tell you what I told our US team, our US leadership team. I told them that when we developed MetaPower, I was so excited about what MetaPower would do that I said, if we broke it out and started a new company with just MetaPower, it would be a huge company, right, by itself. And we're not going to do that. It's involved in dōTERRA, involved in everything that we're doing. Well, let me tell you what's happened. Since we've launched MetaPower, MetaPower sells this year or more than $100 million. We'd be the 50th largest direct selling company in the world with just MetaPower, okay? It's remarkable. And now that opportunity is here for you. And I'm excited about that. I want to share with you a quick story about MetaPower. This is a picture of my wife's sister, Maria. She's in the black with the white and black pants. After convention, she heard about MetaPower. She's never been a wellness advocate or a wholesale customer before. She'd used oils. We'd shared them with her at times. But she came to us and said it was time in her life to begin to build. And she wanted to join dōTERRA, and she wanted to join with MetaPower. Since she has joined, she joined in October. You can see her organizational volume. She joined in October, and she's now enrolled over 100 people, all by focusing on MetaPower. And then she introduces other products to them after. She's become a silver level leader. She's on her path to Founders 2.0 in the United States. And she's lost over 50 pounds, and she feels great in her life, right? And yeah. And Janice and I introduced her to the company, but we turned her over to some leaders, some great leaders in the United States who live near her and can help take care of her. Unfortunately, I've still become her account manager, I think, because she even texted me today about an issue. It's like, okay, Maria, talk to our account managers. But she's on fire, and she's focused, and she's doing this all in Utah, which is supposedly the most penetrated place in the world for dōTERRA, okay? She held a meeting 2 miles from our corporate office and signed up 10 people, okay? So I can tell you, those who think, oh, everyone knows about dōTERRA, no one more than those in Utah, and she's signing up people left and right? So I want you to understand, though, that dōTERRA is what we call a gateway product. It's one of many products that bring people ultimately to the essential oils. We are an essential oil company. We will always be an essential oil company. But these other products have help complement what we're doing with what's happening with essential oil. So there's lots of gateways. Whatever that gateway is for you and for your team is wonderful. There's opportunities for everyone to be able to join and participate in dōTERRA. Just quickly, I wanted to say, as I wrap up, that we have a flywheel, leaders have a flywheel, right? This is a leader flywheel. This means that, you use and experience all of dōTERRA products. You create your own story, whatever story that is for you, and you then share that story. And you get customers from around the world. You get more and more customers, and from those customers come leaders. I can tell you that it's often a mistake to say, oh, I need to go find a builder. That's what I want to focus on. Go focus on finding customers, and from those customers, will come your builders, right? That's where it happens. And then from there, you reinvest in the business and you use the products and you keep sharing. And as you do your part and we do our part, dōTERRA will just continue to grow. I can tell you the key is a great quote from the Proverbs. And that quote is that unity is strength and division is weakness. If we're unified as a company with our leaders, and we're committed to be unified with you, if you're unified with us and we work together, there'll be strength and we'll accomplish our goal. The only challenge will be is if we start to divide, if we start to complain, if we complain about the leaders and the leaders complain about the company, that creates weakness, right? Let's stay unified. Can we all stay unified and change the world? Woo! Yeah. I can tell you that if we do, there's nothing that's going to stop dōTERRA from being that beacon of hope that the world needs. We'll change the world one drop at a time. Thank you. It's wonderful to be with you.